Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the North American Sports Report on November 1st, 2025. This is Billy DiNapoli. Sorry we're on late today, guys. Honestly, I had a 14-hour work week, a 14-hour work day yesterday, and I just got in late, and I had more work stuff this morning. You guys know I have a job that does take precedence, so sometimes my schedule is tough to keep. We do try to do our 3 shows a week, which we have been consistent with. Saturday mornings, Sunday morning for the NFL, and Monday we do a Monday Night Football pregame show on the evening, in the evenings, and we cover everything from the weekend before. So we have been consistent with our 3 shows per week, although I apologize, the times have varied a little bit, mostly due to, my conflicting work schedule, but we're going to try to sharpen that up for you moving forward. Anyway, we got to get to the World Series. That's the number one topic of the day. We will get to college football in a moment, but we have a Game 7 in the World Series tonight. When last we spoke, at the beginning of last week, the beginning of this week rather, we were talking about Yoshi Yamamoto's amazing performance in Game 2 to tie the series at 1. After that, we were preempting a. Okay, sorry here. I just lost you for a second. We were preempting the 18-inning amazing marathon that happened in Game 3, and after that game, when the Blue Jays lost that game 6-5, it would be very easy for any team to call it quits or be deflated or emotional letdown. I mean, losing an 18-inning game, 6-5, going down 2-1, you're on the road. It would be very easy to listen. You figured the Dodgers, they got Ohtani starting the next day. They're up 2-1. They're bringing Ohtani to the mound. It would have been odds makers would have favored the Dodgers heavily at that point. What happens? They get a decent start from Bieber and a great bullpen game for the Blue Jay pitching staff. They defeat Ohtani, who was very sharp through the first 3 innings, but does end up giving up six runs in 4 innings in Game 4. And they're able to bounce back and tie the series with a 6-2 victory in very unlikely Game 4. Like, you would have figured they were shot after that 18-inning game loss. And then they come right back and they win. So that sets us up for Game 5. You got Blake Snell coming to the mound. You figure, okay, Snell had a rough start. He's going to bounce back. The Dodgers are at home. And you get young Trey Yesavage of the Blue Jays going 7 innings of 1-run ball with 12 strikeouts, shocking the Dodgers. Like Snell, he spits the bit again. He has now had 2 awful starts for the Dodgers in this World Series. And lo and behold, after that 18-inning marathon, you would think momentum swinging win in Game 3, the Dodgers are down 3-2 and heading back to Toronto, and all the momentum has swung. I mean, all the momentum has swung. And also, the Blue Jays did this without George Springer in the lineup, one of their most clutch hitters. But they've been getting, you got Vladdy Jr., who's been red hot. You've got Bo Bichette in there. They've just been, their lineup top to bottom has been very impressive. And the Dodgers, I mean, listen, they had a lot of pressure going into last night's game, but they had just what the doctor ordered, because when you have a lot of pressure, you turn things over to probably one of the most reliable aces in baseball right now, Yoshi Yamamoto. And he comes in last night, and I got to be honest with you, I thought that Roberts he had 6 innings of 1-run ball, and he was pitching great. And I thought Roberts pulled him too early with the Dodgers up 3-2. I got to give Roberts credit, though. Manager Dave Roberts, he switched the lineup up. The Dodgers were obviously feeling the pressure. They're the highest paid team in baseball. They're the odds-on favorite to win this series, and they've been feeling the heat. They're feeling the pressure. I firmly believe they've been reading their own press clippings, and they're clutching the bats tight, and they've been in a massive slump. So Roberts moves the whole lineup up, and Mookie Betts, he gets him going. Mookie has the big single, 2-run single in the third that gives them the 3-1 advantage, and they hold on. The Dodger bullpen, which has usually been, suspect, has gotten it done. The Blue Jays with Bichette and Guerrero and Varsho and Barger, they've just been getting it from all throughout their lineup. And I got to tell you something. A lot of the country doesn't like the Dodgers because they're the highest paid. They're the same reason why people would always bag on the Yankees. They got the big, huge payroll to an obscene amount. But you know what? They spend money in the right ways. And now it's going to come down to Game 7 tonight. Let's get the start time. Let's not screw this up. So you're going to have Ohtani on the mound again for the Dodgers. And you're going to have Ohtani on the mound for the Dodgers. And the Blue Jays will counter with Max Scherzer. This is an 8 p.m. first pitch. Game 7, a world champion in baseball will be crowned tonight. I'll tell you one thing. If the Dodgers come back and win this series, Yoshi Yamamoto is the MVP. You might say the same for young Trey Yasevich, that pivotal 7-inning, 1-run, 12K. But there's a lot of Blue Jays who have been active. There's a lot of Blue Jays who have been active in their lineup, helping them win games. So it's really too. There's a lot of guys on the Blue Jays. They're a typical all-in team. It takes every one of them, and they live by that mantra. And I'm going to tell you what, they're getting it done. I mean, you got guys like Schneider hits a big home run the other night, and he's not exactly. Listen, they have a solid lineup. But they don't have the superstars other than a few guys at the top of the lineup that the Dodgers have. The Dodgers have all these high-paid superstars like Betts and Freeman and Ohtani, and you got Kiki and Teoscar Hernandez. That was a crazy way that game ended, though. Kiki Hernandez catching the low liner and doubling Barger off second base last night. Didn't see that ending coming. Not the way you thought that would end. I actually thought, wow, Toronto could take this series right now. I swear to God, the Dodgers are like Team Japan. They're like Team Japan. I mean, their three most impactful players in this series have been obviously Shohei Ohtani. They've been Yoshi Yamamoto, and the reliever Sasaki has been lights out. Every time he's come in, he's done the job. Now, he did leave 2 men on last night when he came out, but he pitched. He's pitched pretty much super reliable in all his outings in the postseason. Team Japan, Sasaki, Yamamoto, and Ohtani. Anyway, Game 7 tonight, 8 o'clock. Ohtani on the mound versus Scherzer. We'll see if Ohtani could get the Dodgers home here. He looked really lights out in his first postseason start. He looked pretty lights out the first 3 innings when he came in the World Series in Game 4. But then they got to him. Now, that was also coming off that 18-inning game. Was he tired? We'll see if we get a better Ohtani on the mound tonight. We know he's been good at the dish. I mean, the guy had a game where he went, in the 18-inning game, he reached base all 9 times. All 9 times. A homer, walks. I mean, I think they walked him like 3 times, but I don't think I've ever seen a guy have 9 at-bats and reach base safely 9 times in one game in my life. I don't even know if it's ever happened, but I've never seen that in my life. You may never see it again. So anyway, that does it for baseball. It all ends tonight, 8 p.m. You're going to have Scherzer, and you're going to for the Blue Jays, and you're going to have Ohtani on the mound for the Dodgers. 8 p.m. Let's get to today's college football. Again, guys, we apologize for our tardiness. Didn't get on till 10:30 today. Like I said, I had a grueling 14-hour day yesterday. I didn't get home till late last night, and then this morning I had more work calls for my business, and I just couldn't get. There's no way I could get on by 9 a.m. I should probably give you a heads up post in the future. Sometimes life gets in the way. You know, this isn't my only gig, as you guys know. This isn't what pays the mortgage as of yet. Okay. Today in college football. You know the game I'm going to be nervous about. All right, we have Duke heading to Clemson. Again, we're going to go over we're not going to go over Joe's College versus Sockahomie State. So we're going to skip all that. But Duke at Clemson. Clemson is -3.5. That's a noon kickoff. Penn State at Ohio State. Ohio State is 18.5-point favorite over Penn State, who have fired their coach. 3-4. Disappointing season, to say the least. Okay, what are some other highlights here? Yeah, we're not concerned with Army Air Force, a battle of losing teams. Vanderbilt, here's a big one, noontime. Vandy at Texas, big SEC matchup. The 20th ranked Longhorns are -3, home to Vandy. We have 4-4 Rutgers at 5-3 Illinois. Illinois is a 13.5-point favorite. UCF at Baylor. Baylor is -3. Both those teams have 4 wins. Here's a big game with big ACC implications. The Miami Hurricanes travel to SMU. A must-win for the Hurricanes if they have BCS playoffs in their sights. The SMU Mustangs, who reached the playoffs last year, are home, and they are a 10.5-point underdog. The Hurricanes are favored by 10.5 at SMU. West Virginia at 2-6 travels to Houston, who is a 12.5-point choice. Navy, this is actually a good game. This is also a noon start. Navy travels to North Texas. Navy is undefeated at 7-0. North Texas is 7-1. They are -6.5. North Texas is the favorite. A battle of 5-win teams in Iowa. Arizona State at Iowa State. Iowa State is a 7.5-point choice. East Carolina travels to Temple. East Carolina at 4-3. They are a 5.5-point favorite at 5-3 Temple. Louisville, a 6-1, 16th ranked Louisville, who right now has their eyes on an ACC championship bid and a championship game bid, that is, and a trip to the BCS playoffs. Louisville -10 at struggling 3-5 Virginia Tech. Those conference games, though, can be tricky. Louisville -10 at Virginia Tech. 5-3 New Mexico visits 6-1 UNLV. UNLV is a 4-point choice. UNLV is a 4-point choice. New Mexico in the building. Okay. Notre Dame. Notre Dame travels to hapless Boston College. Notre Dame is a 31.5-point favorite here at BC. Fernando Mendoza, the star quarterback of the Indiana Hoosiers, travels to Maryland. The 8-0 Indiana Hoosiers play the 4-3 Maryland Terrapins. Indiana is a 21-point favorite at Maryland. Michigan State at 3-5 travels to Minnesota, who's 5-3. That's a 3.5-point favorite for Minnesota. Fresno State is at Boise State. Boise State is -17.5. Panthers, 2-touchdown favorites at Stanford, at the Cardinals. Panthers are 6-2 and also in the ACC conversation to maybe reach an ACC title game. Texas Tech, 13th ranked Texas Tech, that is, -7.5 at Kansas State. What else do we have here? Here we go. The biggest tailgate party in history. Georgia at Florida. Georgia, the Dogs, -7 at Florida. Just jotting some of this stuff down because I'm seeing some things that I like. Georgia, -7 at Florida today. The 6-1 Bulldogs are 5th ranked in the country. Virginia at 7-1, having a surprising season. They travel to Cal. They are a 6-point favorite at 5-3 Cal. Cal is also improved. What else? I'm only getting to juicy games. Mississippi State at Arkansas. Two teams having Mississippi State at 4-4 at Arkansas, who is a 5.5-point favorite, even though they're 2-6. Let's see, what else do we have? Arizona at 4-3 travels to Colorado to play Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes, who are 3-5 and having an awful year. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy watching Deion Sanders get his ass kicked, his little pompous ass. They are terrible. They suck. I'm not hearing all this smoke about Coach Prime. The Buffaloes are awful. They are a 4-point underdog at home. Arizona -4 at Colorado +4. South Carolina at Ole Miss, 7th ranked Ole Miss. Ole Miss is -12.5 in this game. Ole Miss home for South Carolina. Okay, what else we have? Believe it or not, San Diego State is 6-1 and hosting Wyoming. They are a 10.5-point favorite. Here is Georgia, Florida is one of our marquee games of the day. Obviously, Vandy, Texas is a marquee game with the Longhorns as a 3-point favorite. And Arch Manning will play in that game. I don't really think that Ohio State being an 18.5-point favorite over Penn State, even though those are marquee universities, I don't think that that's a marquee matchup. Indiana, Maryland is not a marquee matchup, but this is the other marquee matchup of the day, and that is the Oklahoma Sooners are traveling to Tennessee to play the Vols. Tennessee is 14th ranked. Oklahoma is the 18th ranked team in the country. Tennessee is going to be a 2.5-point favorite here, hosting Oklahoma, who obviously is a 2.5-point underdog. That is one of our marquee games of the day. Georgia, Florida, Vandy, Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee. I know you might be saying, oh, how's Georgia, Florida a marquee game? Listen, that is the world's biggest tailgate party. Anytime those two arch rivals square off, it's always interesting and fun. Okay. Wake Forest at Florida State. Florida State's a 10.5-point favorite. Funny. Wake's 5-2. Florida State's 3-4. That is a game of some interest. The 8-0, 8th-ranked Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets travel to NC State. They are a 5.5-point favorite. Georgia Tech continues their undefeated season and is streamlined towards the ACC championship game. Kentucky, Auburn, nothing to see there. Auburn, 11.5-point favorite. USC, Nebraska, this game's got some juice. USC still in the top 25. USC is the 23rd ranked team in the nation. They are a 4.5-point favorite at Nebraska. At Nebraska. That game's a toss-up. 5-2 versus 6-2. What else we got? 17th ranked Cincinnati at 7-1 travels to Utah. Utah's 24th ranked. They are 6-2. They are a 10.5-point favorite. Is Utah? And listen, we have Hawaii, who's the surprising 6-2 at San Jose State, who sucks at 2-5. But yet San Jose State is a 1.5 favorite. Can't figure that out. Not exactly a riveting game with top tier talent there. Like I said, we only wanted to touch on games that matter today. I mean, I'm sorry, but all my people here in Connecticut, I don't really care that UConn is 11.5-point favorite over University of Alabama Birmingham today. Okay, the 5-3 Huskies. But there you go. I just gave it to you. People want to know about Duke, Clemson, Penn State, Ohio, Penn State, Ohio State. People want to know about those schools because they're perennially big-time programs, and these are big-time matchups. But we're really only touching on games that matter today. Also, you know what? For you Wolverine fans, the 21st ranked Michigan Wolverines also host Purdue today. Michigan is a 21-point favorite. Michigan is a 21-point favorite at Purdue. I'm sorry, home for Purdue. They are home. Okay. All right. So, what do we have here? All right, first of all, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am teasing the Houston Cougars. Here's our picks. We are 17-14-1 in college. We are 31-28 in the NFL, winning records in both. We have been on a 10-3 heater in the NFL the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we keep that going tomorrow morning when we hit the air at 11:30. And I will be on time tomorrow morning. I promise. No work tomorrow. I will be on time, 11:30 on air, giving you a full NFL Sunday show. Okay, I like the Houston Cougars and the Ohio State Buckeyes in a teaser. I'm taking Houston down to -6.5, and I'm taking Ohio State down to -12.5. I have a Houston Cougar, Ohio State teaser. That is pick number 1 in college. Houston, Ohio State teaser. I also am taking Georgia. I'm taking Georgia and Tennessee in a teaser. Georgia and Tennessee in a teaser. That brings Georgia to even, and that brings Tennessee to +3.5. So Tennessee +3.5, Georgia even if you tease the two, because Georgia's -7. So I have the Houston Cougars, Ohio State teaser, and I have the Tennessee Vols, Georgia Bulldogs teaser. I am also taking the Indiana Hoosiers today, and I am teasing them with Vandy. So Vandy is +3. That takes Vandy to +9 and brings Tennessee down it brings Indiana down to -15. So we have Indiana and Vandy in a teaser. Vanderbilt, Texas, one of the games of the day. So we gave you 3 teasers: Indiana, Vanderbilt, Houston Cougars, Ohio State, and Tennessee Vols, Georgia Bulldogs. I am also going to take Georgia straight -7. I'm taking Georgia straight -7. And I am taking Houston Cougars straight -12.5. We're giving you 5 picks today. Taking Georgia -7. Got to give you some straight ones too. Can't just do teasers. We're doing the Houston Cougars -12.5. And we're doing Indiana Vanderbilt teaser. We're doing Houston Cougars Ohio State teaser, and the Tennessee Vols and the Georgia Bulldogs teaser. Those are our 5 picks in the college football world today. There's one subject that's really been stuck in my craw lately, and we're going to get to it right now. We're going to give you a little quick look at the NBA early in the season. The Chicago Bulls at 5-0. The 76ers, I know a lot of people didn't have them at 4-1. The Bucks at 4-1. The Heat at 3-2. The Pistons at 3-2. The injury-plagued Celtics at 3-3. The Cavaliers at 3-3. The Hawks at 3-3. That is your top 8 in the East. The Knicks are 2-3. I'm not a believer in the Knicks, I'll tell you that much. I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs, but you don't have to worry about any championships ever showing up at overpriced, overhyped Madison Square Garden anytime soon. Anytime soon. I mean, I live in New England. I'm close to Islander Devil, UBS, Prudential Center. I'm close to the Garden, obviously. And of all the local places to go see a game, you can go sit in the best seats of the house and watch the Devils, who usually have a winning program. Obviously, the Islanders are after a couple of runs to the conference finals back in 20 and 21, they've been kind of always in the rebuild mode or just the fringe playoff mode, but they have a brand new beautiful arena. You can go sit in the best seats of the house, maybe drop $150 a ticket. I go and sit in the club, the luxurious club, free food, best seats in the house. It's like $225. Those seats at Madison Square Garden would cost you $800 to $1,000 a piece. What are you paying for? What are you paying for? There's never any championships that come through that building, ever. And the Knicks aren't going to give you one anytime soon. But that's not the rant I wanted to go on. Quickly, the Western Conference, the defending champs, SGA, the Thunder, 8-0, and my young surprise team who I told you would make the playoffs, Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs, are 5-0. The Warriors, as expected, with their veteran lineup, are 4-2. I totally think they're going to, listen, Curry, Butler, Draymond, they're going to be in the mix again. I don't care how old you think they are. The Blazers are 4-2. The Lakers, without LeBron James, are 4-2. With Luka and Austin Reeves. The Nuggets are 3-2. The Clips are 3-2. The Grizzlies are 3-2. Everybody else is in the bottom, including Kevin Durant and the Rockets. The Dallas Mavericks with young Cooper Flagg struggling out of the gate, 2-3. I don't think the Mavericks are a playoff team. I know people are excited with Anthony Davis healthy again, or at least for now, and Cooper Flagg, but this is a learning curve for them. This is a learning curve year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, and I said that already. But here's my thing. Oh, God, I can't stand this guy. LeBron James, okay? This guy, he is the most unpopular legend that ever lived. The most unpopular legend that ever lived. And for damn good reason. Many good reasons. This guy's sitting on the bench because he wants a deal. He wants a new extension. He wants a new deal. He wants a new extension. And he's got a sciatica. I got a sciatica. I can't play. My back hurts. I got a sciatica. I cry bullshit. I cry bullshit on that. He is freaking pouting because he's not getting a new deal. He's pouting. And the Lakers, they're 4-2. They're playing good without him. Austin Reeves plays better when he's not in the lineup. And LeBron, you're old now. You're in your 23rd year. You're just holding on for stats and money. I mean, listen. Flopsy the Whale needs to just go retire. Because the Lakers, they're not giving him a deal. They're not giving him a new deal. They're moving on. You're not the number one player on the Lakers anymore, bud. It's Luka. They're building around him. With you, they're not a championship team. So if you want to keep playing, you'll do what you always do. You'll go to jump on some team like the Warriors or Oklahoma City, or you'll go somewhere that's Cleveland, back to Cleveland, somewhere that has the pieces where you could go in and have a favorable chance, favorable odds of getting far in the playoffs or to a championship. That's where you want to do. That's what you want to do. That's the only way you should keep playing, if you just team jump again and set up the situation. Not like building an organization from building your team from the ground up like guys like Jordan did and Kobe did and Magic did. Magic came in and transformed the NBA with Larry Bird when they came into the league. These guys were trailblazers. They led their teams, their work ethic. They didn't flop on the ground and disappear in fourth quarters of pivotal playoff games and finals games. They also didn't lose 6 championships. Okay? Anybody that thinks that this guy is the GOAT, you haven't watched basketball for the last freaking 45, 50 years like I have. Okay? I don't ever want to hear anybody come up on this show and even mention LeBron James and Michael Jordan in the same freaking breath. It ain't even close, okay? Jordan was a gangster. He didn't conspire with his competitors to get on the same team together. He wanted to kill them. He was a gangster. He didn't flop on the ground. Did Kobe Bryant flop on the ground? Kobe Bryant blew his Achilles out, and he walked to the free throw line and sank 2 free throws and then walked off the court. He didn't need to be carried. He didn't need to be wheelchaired, bawling his eyes out like Jason Tatum. He just walked off the court. That was the most gangster shit I ever saw. Okay? So, yeah, LeBron sitting on the bench, pining because he's not getting a new contract, saying, I don't believe he's got sciatica in his back. I don't believe it. I think it's bullshit. I think he's pouting because he wants an extension. I'm the Lakers. I tell them, you're not getting an extension. Want us to trade you or whatever. The Lakers got to get him out of here. They got to get him out of here. There's no guy that's ever been... Listen, I know LeBron is a top 10 all-time player. I know that. Guy's won gold medals. He's won 4 NBA championships. He has been to 10 finals, and he has disappeared a lot in... Ask Dwayne Wade how he played in that Dallas Mavericks final, where he disappeared. But yet, when they're up by... In the finals, when they're winning, and they're up by 20 points in the fourth quarter, he wants the ball all the time. But when the games were tight, he disappears. Michael Jordan never disappeared in big games. Yes, LeBron's had his moments, and I give him credit. LeBron is definitely... I would even probably put him as my top 5. It's Jordan for me. It's Kobe. It's Magic. It's Kareem. I mean, those are my top 4. Maybe I put LeBron 5. I have to think about it. But he's definitely not in the GOAT conversation. You forget about that. And the Lakers need to rid themselves of this guy. He is a cancer. He is a cancer. You drafted his freaking son. I mean, his son is not an NBA player. He power played you into drafting his son. And Bronny can't even play in the NBA. He's a G League player. Enough of this guy. Get LeBron James out of here. He's a disgrace to the Laker organization that had greats like Kobe and Magic and Worthy and Shaq and Kareem and Wilt. I might put Wilt in my top 5, but he's definitely in the top 10. And LeBron's in my top 10 too. I do have to give credit where credit is due, but I can't stand the guy, and I hate what he's doing right now to the Lakers. Anyway, that's my wrap for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the World Series tonight at 8 p.m. It's going to be great. Ohtani versus Scherzer. Enjoy a day of college football. Again, for me, the marquee games today are... I'm sure, obviously, there's interest in Penn State, Ohio State, but that's going to be an ass whooping. Vandy, Texas, Georgia, Florida, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Those are the 3 best games of the day. USC, Nebraska's pretty good. Indiana, Maryland could be interesting. I gave you my 5 picks for the day. This has been the North American Sports Report. Please like and subscribe. Like our Facebook page. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. We appreciate the support, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a great day.